Ladies and gents, we got another one. Another Crimson Desert clip. This one is the Gold Star Quest gameplay from IGN. This is all part of IGN first, so they have like an exclusive deal with them to just share a ton of clips and snippets of the game. And I'm here for it, dude. I'm here for it. Tons of new info getting dumped on Crimson Desert. Every time I see more about this game, it looks better and better. Let's see what they have today. Let's see.
Our latest look at Crimson Desert takes us to an encounter with a giant mechanical dragon called the Golden Star. In this section of gameplay, we'll see different glimpses of this quest, which culminates in a big battle against the beast itself. We'll have more on how this boss was designed later in our IGN First for October, but for now, sit back and enjoy.
I'm guessing this is PlayStation 5 console footage. I think it is. The last snippet we saw was, I confirmed it, was in fact PC footage that they were using a PlayStation controller on, which is why all the button prompts matched. With this one though, I'm seeing some like upscale artifacting we didn't see in the previous ones, which makes me think that it's probably actual PlayStation console footage. But that is not confirmed. It's just my impression looking at the footage.
At last, you're here. I am the true Marnie. The Marnie you encountered was Hall, a constructed consciousness, my mirror self, if you like.
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, I'm sure it's quite confusing. Just know every alarming event across Delicia is Hall's handiwork. So, let's cut to the chase. You're seeking a means to destroy the Flying Fortress.
I am, yes.
It wasn't built for war, you know. That was never its purpose. Fearing I'd delete him, Hall struck a bargain with Caliban, locked me up, and fled to the fortress where he warped it into a weapon. In order to destroy such a weapon, you'll need to acquire Golden Star's power core.
Golden Star.
Yes, a weapon that can rival the fortress itself. With that device, we can overload the fortress's own power core.
It does sound like Asterion. I was trying to... One of you guys also said it sounds like the cuff from Forspoken. I also can hear that. But I think Asterion sounds closer. It's not as flirtatious, but like that little don't was very Asterion. Listen.
Overload the fortress's own power core. Don't worry about the details. The device on your arm will do the heavy lifting for you. Just jam that core into the fortress.
I'll jam it.
I can jettison Hall out of there.
Simple enough.
If you have an inquisitive mind, feel free to poke around. Plenty of notes, scribbles, and half-finished masterpieces lying about. Cheerio for now.
I can't read it. It's written in spaghetti. Still better than Doctor's handwriting. Dude, have you seen... Sorry, ADHD kicking in. Have you seen Russian cursive? Like, bro, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. This is Russian cursive. This is that word. Just loop, 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 loop. Like, how do you do... Like, what? How do you even... I don't understand. It's just the same... loop over and over. Like, imagine Russian doctor's cursive. What I just look at this. Oh yeah, why didn't you say so? Like, I can't even imagine, dude. It's wild. Like, I appreciate that they went to the trouble of writing all this down. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. That's just 6-year-old me pretending to sign my signature. Yeah, it seems like it. Imagine if this was like a matter of life and death. It's like, okay, wait, how many cc's do we need? Wait, what medication is he allergic to? It's like, I can't tell. He's allergic to U. Like, anyway, okay, sorry, distracted. This is what you get when you come to a Luke Stevens segment. You should know that this happens. Okay, continuing. Luke, you were looking at a clip of Crimson Desert gameplay fighting a giant robot dragon. Why are you looking up Russian cursive? They got one of them Fallout doors. Boats confirmed. Water confirmed. Fish confirmed. Paddling confirmed. God of War wrap up. Dude, it would actually unironically be really funny if at one point there's a mission where you have like a severed head you have to bring back. Bring me his head. That type of thing. And he just sets it on the chair and talks to it while he paddles. That would actually be very funny. What a callback would that be? I mean, come on. Oh, bunch of oil guzzlers. The EMP blast, dude. Dude, again, I just can't get over how just when you're like, oh, this is cool, there's just like a little something and you're like, what? Like that. He's just fighting a big girthy clanker and then just watch the shadow that goes over top. What's that? I'm sorry, what? Oh no. And it's just like it's nothing. There's just a shadow of a gigantic freaking dragon. Like what? Like it's nothing, it's whatever. Just a dragon. That used to be a selling point in a game where it's like, hey, there's dragons in this game. That's it. Now they're just like, oh, but did we forget to mention? Sorry. Dude, Mech Dragon is somehow even cooler than a regular dragon. Straight into gameplay. There's a term for what I'm feeling. There's a term for this. What is the word? It's a very specific word. Oh, hard? Throbbing? Yeah, that's a good one too. What is the dude, there's got to be also, is this just like steampunk? I don't know what it is, but I love the vibe of like everything is mechanically thought through, where every like joint, the muscle is being replaced by like these chains that are tied to gears, and so you can see this moves when this chain is rotated this way. Like I love how carefully thought out all of that little stuff is, because you don't need to. They could cover it up with just gold gilded skin and everybody be like, yeah, looks cool, but instead they go to that level. I love it.
Jimbo404 donated $10 through Super Chat. The problem is when games make the dragons just as difficult as John Henchman Boss and not the most feared creature in the world.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it should feel special. It should feel significant. Otherwise, why should the player feel like it's significant? It's one of my frustrations with like Skyrim, for example. Even as like a youngin, I thought it was kind of weird that I'm like, so the dragons are these extremely feared monsters that roam the lands and kill indiscriminately. And then I'm just like farming them to get dragon scales to sell, to buy more cheese. You know, like it doesn't feel special anymore. It doesn't feel special. Whereas this seems quite special. Seems quite special, dare I say. Continuing. Dude, I'm sorry. On Twitch, they banned the term aroused. Twitch says aroused is problematic. Okay, what's going on with Twitch anymore? I swear to God. Oh yeah, this is probably why I also like the look of Clockwork Revolution, because it's a similar, like, mechanical vibe. Destruction physics. I love the smooth transition from cutscene straight into gameplay. I'm assuming it's gonna have elemental weaknesses, specifically to electricity. That would make sense to me. Maybe also to ice. Oh! There's also normal dragons flying around during the robot dragon boss fight. 'Cause why not? Dude, it's just so casual. Like, oh, there's a dragon. It's like it's a bird. Again, in years past, having dragons in your game, period, was like a selling point. It's like a big marketing moment and beat when you reveal that. And with Crimson Desert, this game has so much stuff going on that they're just like, oh yeah, most games would have like pigeons, maybe a couple of quail, possibly an eagle or two. And they're just like, yeah, no, dragons. Big dragon, just casually flying through the scene. That's crazy. That's crazy. Swing, my boy! Oh. Swing! Appreciate you, Super Donut.
Super Donut _ 1988 donated $10 through Super Chat. Hey Luke, in your opinion, what's the right balance for a AAA game being art and a product? Like, do you see GTA 6 as art or a product?
I mean, ideally it's both. Maybe this is a controversial take, but I think the world's most remembered, appreciated, and impactful artists were artists who knew how to sell their art as a product. Even modern ones like Banksy know how to craft a message that's powerful while also making it marketable. That's the key. Sometimes it doesn't happen till after they're dead, like, you know, Picasso. Picasso famously had to burn some of his paintings and illustrations to or sell them to pay for food. And there's also probably more legendary stories of him having to burn them to stay warm in the winter. Same with like Van Gogh and other artists. It's kind of a common motif. But yeah, I think there's a melding of the two. As for what the balance should be, I would prefer as much art as possible with as little product as possible, such that you can sell it and pay the bills to make more of it. You know, that's the idea. But perhaps maybe the broader point is I feel like people who think that you can have art that is viewed by the masses that is not to some degree a product, like, I think that's naive. Even things like the Sistine Chapel were commissioned by wealthy patrons and things. Like, it's very rare to have an artist that does something stunning that stands the test of time and people view for centuries that wasn't to some degree a product crafted for a specific clientele, whether that was the church or a governmental body or something else. But all that's kind of beyond the scope of your question. I think probably to your question, I would say that GTA 6 is a mix of art and product. Whereas like GTA Online is probably much more product than art. But yeah, we don't know yet because we haven't seen the game in a lot of detail. But yeah, it's always melding of the two. And then Forza Horizon 32 months at the show off tier. Gee whiz, thank you. Hello, Senior Steven. Had a lovely weekend watching CitizenCon with a bunch of SC friends, new Planet Tech, and the big raids next year looked great, and the new star system next month should be fun. Yeah, dude, I'm actually gonna dig into it later this afternoon. It's gonna be very, very fun. There's a lot of details, lots of interesting stuff. So absolutely can't wait to dig into it more. Continuing. Swing low, sweet chariots. Okay. Oh, just summon a fire tornado. Okay. So mechanical clockwork blaster. It's got a durability rating. It's level 2 on what looks like the aim metric, level 3 on the effect, level 2 on maybe the speed. So you deploy this, you drop it, and it creates a fire vortex, which implies that there is also going to be other variations of it. That's just... Dude, even that flop looked really good. Like, you know how a lot of boss fights, like, oh, we need the enemy to land on the ground so you can do a finisher or a punishing move or something. And so, like, awkwardly jumps high and then lands centered in the big arena. Even that flop looked really good. Like, look at this. He just kind of, like, tumbles down, first hangs off the ledge, and then collapses. Like, I'm not even seeing precisely when, like, the animation shifted into a bespoke animation for that exact fall. It's just all so smooth. Like, normally you can see the animation swap, but I'm not seeing it. That's crazy. Was this part of the plan? Same with that one. It's so smooth, dude. Again, the dragons just casually flying in the background. come on. One shot. Oh yeah, go for a ride. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So this is How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, this this is the new How to Train Your Dragon game. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, dude, it's just so insane. It's just crazy. Like, again, every time I see this game, I think it looks better and better, which is not always the case. Lots of games, the more you see it, the less impressed you become, and it's like you see through the charade. And so it's not a given that, you know, just because you saw more of a game, you'll think it looks better. A lot of games, the more they show, the worse it looks. With this one, it just seems bigger and bigger and bigger and crazier and crazier. And I'd be like, okay, it's too good to be true. It probably doesn't actually play like this. But I've played it and other people have played it. And it just actually is like this. Like, it's just insane. It's crazy. It's crazy. Really, my only concern with the game at this point is the performance on console, but they seem to be making strides there. I believe this footage is taken from console. I think this is PS5 footage based on like some of the upscaling, some of the like artifacting in the fine details, because the PS5 footage always has this kind of like checkerboarded upscaling artifact. And so I think that that's probably what's happening. But the previous footage that they had was PC footage, which I confirmed with somebody from the studio or publishing house. And so I don't think that this is, yeah, I think this footage was all PC. So, you know, and there's a lot more, it's just a lot sharper, just across the board, not as many artifacts and stuff. So performance is my only concern. Narratively, I mean, I don't know what the narrative is going to entail, and we won't know, of course, until we get our hands on the game. I'm personally not expecting, like, you know, the next great American novel, in the words of Emil. I don't think we'll get that, but I think it's probably going to be good enough to motivate gameplay and keep you going. But it's absolutely crazy. It really is absolutely crazy just how much stuff is going on across the board in so many different areas of the game. It's just wild. It's just wild. It's crazy. Hebramiro says, the game I feel lacks cohesion. There's so many systems and art styles mixed into it that it doesn't have a strong identity of its own. I mean, being the everything game is kind of an identity in and of itself. I have heard people say that it's like, the stereotype is that it's doing everything. How many game systems do you want? Yes. How many games did you take inspiration from? Yes. You know, people are already joking about that. And I think that will become a meme that they'll have to deal with if there are weak points within the gameplay and weak points within certain elements. But as of right now, I mean, it just seems to be really, really solid. I do think people will try it and probably fall off of it, just because I think it doesn't play the way most people will be expecting it to play. It is very much inspired by like fighting games. It is not a Souls-like, which for me is a selling point, but for some it's going to be like surprising. It's just different than you think it's going to be. And so I think some people would load in and expect it to just be like a gigantic open world Souls-like game, and that's not what it is. It is not trying to be Elden Ring 2, you know, it's just not. Which I like, but I can see how if they don't distinguish it clearly in the marketing, it could maybe be confusing. But overall, I mean, I think it looks fantastic. I think it really, really looks great. And I can't wait to see more about it. And we're seeing lots more. You need a break from Souls-like. I mean, they're so omnipresent right now that it's started to lose all feeling of being special. That's why I'm excited to see that, like with the next Souls or next FromSoft game, they're doing some new stuff, some unique stuff. The co-op thing is interesting to me. I still don't know what I think of it, but we'll see. So I find it interesting.